guys, welcome to today's Legal 101. I know it's a public holiday and typically I do not post on public holidays. But this one could not wait until next Wednesday. It was burning me. I had to. And you will understand why it's very juicy. The court granted joint custody to two dads in this country. Obaba Wabili. I really like this judgment. It's very nice. Okay, so these are the facts. A man and a woman got married and they were issued with a marriage certificate. When they were together, they had a child, a daughter. And then along the way, things happened. They went their separate ways, but nobody actually went to court to seek divorce. The lady moved on, got another partner who moved in, raised the daughter as his own. And in the period they were together, about over 10 years, they got another child. During the hearing, there was some mention of whether or not this child was actually the partner's child or the husband's child, but actually it was not one of the things that was subject to determination. Nonetheless, the partner took care of these children as his own in their house. They knew him as their dad. So their mother passed away. And when she passed away, her husband went to court and said he wants custody of the children. And he said, I am their father. He said, we were still married, the deceased wife and I were still married. I want the children. He got the grandparents of the children from their mom's side to come to court on his behalf as a witness to say this one had paid dowry, these are his children, he should have the children. Okay? Partner objected. He said, these are my children. I have taken care of them all these years. They are my children. Okay. And so the children were summoned before before the magistrate's court. That's where the case began, before the magistrate's court. And they gave their evidence. And by this time, the oldest was 14, the youngest was 9, a boy. And this is what they told the court. They said they did not know who this bio-dad of theirs was. They had never seen him. They were seeing him for the first time in court. They said they preferred to be in the custody of their father, the person they knew, their dad, because he took care of them, he lived with them, and they were comfortable with him. They said their bio-dad never visited them or sent them pocket money. The youngest said he did not want to go with a man claiming to be their bio-dad. And the oldest said to her father is a person who has been there for you and that she was not ready to take any DNA test. The magistrate, after considering all the facts, held that both parties, both men, be awarded joint custody and that both parties meet the cost of upkeep equally. Bio-dad akakataa, akakasirika, akasema no. So he lodged an appeal. It ended up before Justice Kemei in Bungoma High Court. And so she gave her judgment January of this year. The judge said this, number 1, neither the father nor the mother of the child shall have a superior right or claim against the other in exercise of parental responsibility, whether or not the child is born within or outside wedlock. I think I have mentioned this before. It is clearly provided in the Children Act. Number 2, the court said, in making a custody order, the court is guided by a plethora of things. I'll name 2. The ascertainable wishes of the child, taking into account the child's evolving capacity. And number 2, the best interests of the child. Children Act provides the same. Number 3, the court said, in any matters affecting a child, the child shall be accorded an opportunity to express their opinion, and that opinion shall be taken into account in appropriate cases, having regard to the child's age and degree of maturity. And the court observed that the oldest child especially, based on her reasoning, was mature enough to sway the court's opinion on custody. Number 4, the court observed, the minors had begun to develop coping skills. It would be unfair, inhumane, to uproot them from their life as they knew it and take them to a new home. They had just lost their mother, like I told you prior. The court further observed that none of the dads provided actual proof of their capability to take care of these children financially, but it was appreciated that they had a willingness to do so. So this is what the court decided, that the minors remain in the physical custody of their dad. Their dad, I think by now you know who their dad is. The partner, okay? But both dads be awarded legal custody. Legal custody means both of them had parental rights and responsibilities over the minors. The court further provided the dad will provide housing, food, and other incidentals. Both dads would pay school fees and school-related expenses equally, and the bio dad would provide medical cover. On access to the children, the court said this, that the bio dad would have supervised day access to the children within Nairobi, picking them up at 10 a.m., dropping them off at 4 p.m. supervised on Saturdays and Sundays during school terms, and any day of the week during holidays, as would be agreed by the fathers. And this would happen until the children familiarize themselves with their bio dad. The court said traveling of the minors to their bio dad's home county was in that period not permitted. They didn't know this man. And lastly, the bio dad was cautioned that he should not make surprise visits to pick the children, but should communicate his visit in advance to their dad. And the court provided that there was room to amend these orders after the children had actually familiarized themselves with their father, their bio dad. And this, to me, was in the best interest of the children. So I had to share that. That was a very interesting case to me, and I wondered, because for them, the dads now, if they're not in speaking terms, because that usually happens when it comes to children, family matters. One side loses, one side wins. But if you look at it objectively, it's the children that's supposed to win. But for them now, they have to work together, which is just, you really have to call yourself to a meeting. I can just imagine, and put your ego aside. It would be easier for men who have been in each other's lives, so that bio dad knows there's a new dad. I have my role as bio dad, I always have, and I know the father who lives with them in the house has his roles. But I really, 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 really like this case. Okay, I had to share. Enjoy your Labor Day. As a very hardworking person in this country, rest today. Rest. And keep safe. See you tomorrow for tomorrow's Legal 101. Bye.